Hey guys, welcome to In the Zone English with Helmat. I'm Helmat, your English teacher for today. If you're learning English, then I'll bet that you've learned the subject pronouns I, you, he, she, we, as in you and I, and they, as in those people. These subject pronouns are some of the most commonly used pronouns in English, and they're the first pronouns that English language learners have to learn. You might be thinking, subject pronouns, come on, they're easy. I've learned them already. I know how to use them. Okay, settle down. I know subject pronouns are easy, but you can use subject pronouns to sound more natural and fluent as an English speaker. You don't believe me? Keep watching, and I'll tell you how you can do it. If you listen to fluent English speakers, you'll notice that they use subject pronouns with contractions quite often. If you forgot what contractions are, please watch the video somewhere up here, okay? Just to remind you, a contraction is a short form of a word or combination of words that are often used instead of the full word in spoken English. If you want to speak English with confidence and ease, then you have to learn subject pronouns with contracted words. Let me show you some words that fluent English speakers often contract with the subject pronoun I. I am is often contracted as For example, we don't want to say I am an English teacher. We don't want to say I am an English teacher. We want to say I'm an English teacher. I'm an English teacher. Or I'm a student. I'm a student. Rewind the video, please, and listen again to the contracted statement and the uncontracted statement. Can you hear the difference? Very good. The next contracted form of I is with I will or I shall. So I will or I shall becomes I'll. Example, don't say I will see you tomorrow. Don't say I will see you tomorrow. Say I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Again, rewind and listen again. Then ask yourself, which sentence sounds more natural when spoken, and why? Which sentence sounds more natural when spoken, and why? If you guessed the contracted sentence, I'll see you tomorrow, then you guessed correctly. Now, I is also often used with have. In spoken English, I have becomes the contraction I've. So don't say, sorry, but I have got a lot of work to do. Don't say, sorry, but I have got a lot of work to do. Instead, we want to say, sorry, but I've got a lot of work to do. Sorry, but I've got a lot of work to do. Did you say it with me? Great job. For those of you who noticed, I used a second contraction in my sentence. Brownie points for you if you noticed. The other contraction was gotta, which is a contracted form of have got a or have got to. And brownie points, well, they're a fun way to reward someone or praise them verbally for doing something good or noticing something. Another common way I is contracted in English is when it is used with had or would. So I had or I would is often contracted as I'd. For example, don't say I had never seen anything like it before. Don't say, I had never seen anything like it before. Instead, what you want to say is, I'd never seen anything like it before. I'd never seen anything like it before. Again, you want to get some practice, rewind and listen again and repeat with me the contracted sentence until you get comfortable using the contraction. I'd is also the contracted form of I would. I would. So instead of saying I would join you if I did not have work, instead of saying I would join you if I did not have work, what we want to say is I'd join you if I didn't have work. I'd join you if I didn't have work. Brownie points for anyone who can tell me in the comments below the answer to this question. When you're listening to an English speaker, how can you tell if the I'd contraction they are using is a contracted form of I had or I would? How can you tell? Well, if you really want to know, I will tell you at the end of this video. So make sure to watch to the end. To learn more about contracted words with the subject pronoun you and other pronouns, make sure to click up here. These contractions are a very common part of spoken English and can change how natural you sound as an English speaker. So make sure to try to use them at every opportunity that you get. So before I let you go, let me answer the question that I posed to you about the contraction I'd. If you hear a speaker of English use this contraction, you can figure out if this is a contracted form of I had or I would based on the verb tense and the context of the sentence. The context is what's going on in the sentence. What is the sentence about? Let's take a look again at the two examples I gave you previously about this contraction. The first example was, I'd never seen anything like it before. I'd never seen anything like it before. We can see that in the first sentence, the speaker is speaking about something that they had never seen up until this point in time. This tells us that they are using the past perfect tense, which means that I'd is actually I had in contracted form. If you want to learn more about this verb tense or any other verb tense, please let me know in the comment section of this video right below. In the second sentence, the speaker is clearly talking about an imagined or hypothetical situation. They are saying, if the condition or situation in the past were different than I join you. This tells us that I'd in the sentence must be the contracted form of I would, which is used to say what would have happened if the condition of not having work was true. It's used to say this is what would have happened if the condition of not having work was true. Now, let's summarize, let's recap all the contractions that I have taught you in this lesson. Instead of I am, what we want to say is I'm. Instead of I will or I shall, we want to say I'll. And instead of I have, we want to say I've. Lastly, we don't want to say I had or I would, we want to say I'd. Alright guys, I hope you found this video useful. Make sure, as always, to give the video a like, a comment on the video below, and share it with others so they too can benefit from this lesson. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button for more great lessons like this on how to improve your English. And I'll see you guys in the next one.